y'all? So today we're going to talk about ectomorphs, which are going to be your naturally skinny people. For those who may not know, there are three main body types, which are ecto, meso, and endo. Ecto means you are naturally skinny, meso means you are pretty balanced, and endo means that you are naturally bigger or thicker. So today's video is about ecto, a good way to know and understand what your body type is. Take a look at your real life. So take a look at, how you're built, some of your habits, things that are happening to you. So if you notice you struggle to gain weight, you're probably an ectomorph. If you notice, it kind of just depends on what you do, you're a mesomorph more than likely. Or of course, if you notice you struggle to lose weight, then pretty clear indicator that you probably an endomorph or have endomorph qualities. So with that being said, everything's not extreme. There's always gray areas. So you can be a blend, but you can only be a transitional blend. So that means that if ecto is super skinny, meso is balanced, and endo is really big, you can only be a transitional balance. So that means that it will always meet in the middle of meso if you are a blend. So you can be a ecto meso, so ectomorph, mesomorph qualities, or you can be a endo with meso qualities. You can be an endomorph and mesomorph qualities. We're going to do a separate video on that to talk about the different tiers of each body type and what the blends look like and what they feel like, etc. So not going to talk about that today, just sticking to the extreme general fundamental principles of ectomorph. Some things you can do if you are an ectomorph looking to gain weight, and some things that you need to know about your lifestyle and training habits and assessment protocol if you are an ectomorph or if you notice you have ectomorph qualities. All right, so got my phone right here for notes. So I may be looking down every now and then. Don't panic, I'm not going to read from the phone. So start off looking down at the phone. Okay, first point. So general way to figure out if you're an ectomorph. Of course, you notice you really can't put on weight. Is struggle for you to gain weight even though you feel like you eat all the time. Another way you can figure this out is by taking tests online. They do offer certain assessment tests and quizzes you can take, but some other real life hacks you can do is first start off by taking a look at your genetics. So take a look at your family, take a look at your parents, kind of see how they're built, and that'll give you a pretty good ballpark indicator as to what your body may be doing or how it may be working for you or not working for you. Another good real life indicator is that if you notice you have really small wrists to where you can, pretty much put your fingers around your wrist, or you can do the same thing or pretty close to doing the same thing around your ankles. And if you kind of notice that around your joint areas, you don't carry a lot of weight or a lot of thickness around your joints, that is a clear sign that you are an ectomorph or that you have ectomorph qualities about yourself. Also too, if your muscle bellies are really short or your muscles taper in a very extreme way. So what that means is that, you have a, let's say my forearm is muscular, but then it tapers off into like a really small wrist. Or if you have really nice calves and it tapers off into like this non-existent, stick of an ankle or a leg at the bottom. Those are ways that you know that you are an ectomorph or you have ectomorph qualities. Also, if you have longer limbs, so if you notice you have very long arms, long legs, long neck, long feet, toes, things like that, those are also some indicators that you could be an ectomorph. Or if you notice you have very slim features, so if you don't have, really thick hands, you have really, skinny fingers and toes and kind of skinnier features about you, longer, thinner features about you, then you're probably along the ectomorph qualities. Of course, we're talking about extremes. For those of you that may be a blend of ecto-meso, this may not completely fit you, but once again, we're just talking strictly hardcore ectomorph right now. So those are some things you need to know just about your body type and how to assess your body type moving forward. So let's take a look at the notes here. All right, let's get into some tips. Some things you need to know as an ectomorph when it comes to you putting on weight or gaining weight. This video is for naturally skinnier people, skinnier girls and guys, and also trainers who may be training people who are naturally skinny and they're looking to gain weight. It's not every day you get a client who wants to gain weight. The majority of clients in our Gen Pop culture want to lose weight or maintain weight, or they're working out for more health conscious reasons, not necessarily to gain weight. So this could seem like something that is a no-brainer, but because we don't experience this a lot in the field, and because a lot of trainers don't really have a lot of background on how to deal with naturally skinnier people when it comes to gaining weight, this could be a challenge for a lot of people to understand. So let's go ahead and jump into it with the first tip, is that you must train high volume if you are an ectomorph. So we must train high volume because time under tension is going to be your friend. You have to put an extreme amount of stress on the muscle for it to properly tear down and grow back in a bigger form. Why we train high volume as an ectomorph is because you picking up, 3 sets of 5 or doing 3 sets of 5 in the gym, that's going to get you strong, but that's not going to put enough tension on the muscle for you, enough consistent tension on the muscle for your muscles to grow. Remember, you don't have highly responsive muscle fibers when it comes to muscle growth. So unlike the Mesomorph, who can, and I'm joking right now, but for a Mesomorph that can just kind of look at the weights and think about lifting weights and get swole and get big, you cannot do that. So a Mesomorph can go in the gym and they can do 3 sets of 5, or they can do, 3 sets of 8 or 6, and they can put on some significant growth. So for an ectomorph, you have to do a little bit more volume when it comes to your resistance training. So you have to do anywhere between 4 and 5 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, and that'll be for each muscle group and each body group or each body part. So squats, bench press, pull-ups, shoulder work, arm work, calves, back, everything. So keep that in mind. You want to also try to make your last 1 or 2 sets just a max rep set. So that means you're increasing the weight as you go, but that last 1 or 2 sets, you're not even going for a rep range. You're just trying to put time under tension for the muscle. So you're just trying to rep out as many repetitions as you can to really shock the muscle so that it properly breaks down for growth. And then of course, when you leave the gym and you fuel and feed the body, that muscle will grow bigger and stronger for you. If you go in the gym as an ectomorph and you only do the traditional textbook, 3 sets of 5, where you're lifting like a power lifter, you're going to be really strong and really explosive, and you're still going to look like a puppet, all right? You're still going to be built like Woody from Toy Story or Pinocchio, looking malnutrition and unattractive and not aesthetically pleasing. You're going to be strong. You may perform better if you are an athlete, but you are not going to look like much, and you're not going to obtain your body goals that way, okay? So you'll build strength that way. Not a lot of size, high volume is your friend if you are an ectomorph, all right? So moving on to number 2, and this is something that could really be an issue for people who are looking to gain weight, and a lot of trainers need to know and understand this about your ectomorph. Steady state cardio is not your friend, okay? So this is tip number 2. If you are an ectomorph looking to gain weight and build strength, steady state cardio is not for you. So going to the park, jogging 2 or 3 miles at a time, doing the whole long bike rides, sitting on the stair climber for 45 minutes, or running on the treadmill for 45 minutes and all that type of stuff. For you, that is not your friend. Your body jumps into a fat burning zone almost immediately if you're an ectomorph. So whereas an ectomorph or an endomorph, this is a good way to warm up their core and get them into a fat burning zone as they increase their cardiovascular strength and lung capacity. For an ectomorph, this is your worst enemy. As soon as you step on that cardio, 2 minutes into it, you are burning not only fat, but you are also burning muscle, like quickly. All right, so you being in that steady state cardio session, you will have a great heart. Your heart rate will be beautiful. Your lung capacity and conditioning will be at the top of the charts, and you will still look like a stick, regardless of how many weights you lift. So when it comes to cardio for the ectomorph, you must exercise and do explosive movements. So sprints, burpees, battle rope, plyometrics, HIIT training. Things where you burst of energy, high knees, something like that, then you jog in place for maybe 10 or 15 seconds and you're right back into a burst. So what that means is that we're still putting a significant amount of tension on the muscle while we still obtain that cardiovascular effect. So steady state cardio is not it. For an ectomorph, you need to do quick bursts of activity, because remember, you jump into your fat burning zone really quick, but we still want to exercise time under tension for the muscle. So steady state cardio will just have you in really good shape, and you still won't be really fitting your clothes good or gain any weight or really put on a significant amount of muscle. So really good tip for you to know and understand. And last thing, most important thing, this is the most important thing for any body type, but super important in a slightly different way for ectomorphs. And the top tip is going to be your nutrition. So nutrition, recovery, and supplements. So supplements, we're not talking about the things that, make you super crazy and you feel like, you're taking steroids or something illegal or you're doing the most. So when we're talking about supplements today, we're talking about things that really just help aid in the recovery process and expedite those things for you in a healthy way, so that you have just a little assistance on top of your basic nutrition needs for an ectomorph. So remember, as an ectomorph, you kind of stay in this fat burning zone. Your metabolism rate is a little bit higher than the meso and the endomorph. So you need a little additional help when it comes to recovery for building muscle. Now, you may be able to catch your breath and feel like you're recovered and be able to go, day to day and feel fresh for your workouts. But as an ectomorph, your body does not really recover at a high or fast and optimal enough rate to really pack on that muscle and those muscle gains. You're just not naturally built that way. So you need additional help, not only from your base nutrition, but also from things like glutamine that help with muscle recovery, creatine, things that help you build strength, amino acids, things of that nature. Now, you can take pre-workout. If you're not into stimulants or something you want to stay away from, that is perfectly fine. You do not have to take or need to take pre-workout, but it will help you really increase your intensity in the gym. It may provide you with a little bit of a boost to lift more weights and move through all of your high volume training that is necessary for your body type. So something to consider. But once again, if you ain't really messing with the stimulants, you don't like the way it makes you feel, or you have other conditions that steer you away from using caffeinated products or stimulant based products, then please do not take pre-workout, okay? But some of the other things like glutamine, amino acids, protein powder, creatine, those things will help and aid in your muscle recovery, strength, and muscle repair. So, let's see what else I got. My notes keep going away. So, another thing for trainers to also know and understand when you are creating, and then even for people who are maybe creating their own plans as an ectomorph, you have to know that the objective is a little bit different. So calorie intake is really important, all right? And I know that is, almost taboo for trainers to tell their clients to intake a lot of calories. but you need to know that calories are a good thing and carbs are also a good thing. Now, when I say carbs, I'm not talking about sitting around, eating a whole pack of Snickers and candy and, whatever all day. I'm talking about, positive carbs like your Ezekiel bread, your steel cut oatmeal, your whole grains, things like that are good and positive carbohydrates for the body. All right. That doesn't mean go to McDonald's and order the whole dollar menu and talking about, you got to get your carbs in. Those are bad carbs. You end up putting on weight. It's bad weight. It's not muscle weight. And then you end up holding a lot of water because you're intaking bad carbs, which have a high sodium content, which hold a lot of water on the body. So then you end up looking like just a bloated, bad built person, in the gym. And then you start to get like a little pot belly and clothes ain't fitting right. And you look at the scale and you gaining weight, but you look at your body and you built like homeboy from Despicable Me. So that's not what you want to do. Oh, let's see what else. What else I got? That's it. So, in this description of this video, all right, so click down, expand it out. I'm going to put a sample version of a supplement stack for ectomorphs, something that ectomorphs can use. So it'll include your, glutamine, creatine, pre-workout if you want to take pre-workout, and it will include kind of a baseline schedule for when you should take those things and how much you should take to start off. Of course, everybody's different tolerance level, slightly different genetics, so the response may vary, but in general, just ballparking it out for most people of an ectomorph type, this will be something that can benefit you moving forward to help you gain weight. I would work with your trainer, nutrition, dietitian, or advisor, mentor on how you should be eating as far as specific foods and calorie intake based off your height. And then your lifestyle too. You got to make sure that you're getting 4 to 6 meals in a day. That doesn't mean huge, thick, sit down meals. A lot of times they're just moderate snacks that are packed with the amount of nutrients that you need. All right. So I would do a little bit of research and gain some knowledge and preferably some advice and assistance with that as well. All right. So let me know how y'all like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Send this to a friend who may be struggling to gain weight, or to a trainer who may be working with a client who wants to gain weight and they may not come from a, naturally skinny person background. So this is something that they're going to need assistance with. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.